Did you guys get notifications of the recording starting?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay.
So who's going first? Me or
I'll do my portion of the presentation and then I'll pass it off to you, and then I'll announce when you're finished, I'll announce PPL. Jody, are you able to see the attendees?
I am not.
Okay.
Let me just poke around.
if you hit participants down the bottom, you can see everybody.
Oh, okay. So you're able
Oh,
to see them, Samantha. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
Um,
going to say I can see them too.
oh, there we
okay.
go. Now I see them. Yep. I was only seeing the
Okay.
panelists, but there's a little toggle button at the top.
Okay. So if you don't mind watching for Forrest and Louie to join, are you able to, are there three dots on the side of yours so that you can promote them to panelist?
I believe, yeah, there are three dots. Yep.
Okay. So if you can promote them to panelists when they join, I'll go ahead and get started because it
Got
looks
it.
like we've got a lot of our attendees or the number of registrants that we were looking for. So thanks everyone for being patient with us as we kind of get things rolling here. Updates are always fun with Zoom and everything else. And I see a couple questions coming in, and I'll be able to answer those right away as we get started here. So. Welcome to today's webinar, Funding and Incentives for Energy Efficiency Improvements in Your Facility. My name is Amy Jordan, and I'll be your host for today. After 28 years of working in manufacturing, I became a certified energy manager and now enjoy working with small to mid-sized companies to reduce their energy consumption and connect to Penn State students, faculty, and university facilities. Few housekeeping items to cover before we get started. All attendees are automatically muted with your cameras turned off. If you have any difficulties hearing the presentation or seeing the presentation, please send us a note and we'll get that corrected promptly. You can submit questions at any time during this presentation using the Q&A button. And I see someone asked if they are able to ask a question because typing it would be too difficult. Yes, if you mark in the question and answer that you'd like to speak, I'll make sure that I give you the option to speak whenever we get to our question and answer portion. We're going to wait till the end to do our question and answer period. And if we run out of time, I'll make sure that we get back to you with questions that weren't covered. And you can also email us at pentap@psu.edu. If after the webinar finishes, you have something come up that you'd like to reach out about, please use that email. Or the webinar is being recorded and it's going to be uploaded onto the Pentap website. And in addition, you'll receive an email next week with a follow-up notifying you when the recording is available, and we'll be sending along a PDF of the entire presentation so that you'll have our contact information and all of the links that we provide in today's webinar. Our agenda for today, I'm going to talk to you about the Pentap Services RISE PA grant. You're going to hear from Samantha about DP SBAG and other grants available. You're going to hear from Kayla about utility rebates, and then we'll talk a little bit about other utilities and how you can take advantage of what they might be offering. And then we'll have our question and answer session. So today we'll be joined by Samantha Harmon. She's the PA Small Business Ombudsman. Kayla Rivera and Joe Walter, they are regional account team managers from Clear Result, and they'll be sharing information about PP&L's rebate program. So a little bit about PennTap. PennTap, or the Pennsylvania Technical Assistance Program, is a grant-funded organization at Penn State. I'm proud to say that last year marked our 60th anniversary. Our mission is to provide Pennsylvania companies with technical assistance and access to Penn State's talented faculty and students in order to solve business challenges. Simultaneously, PennTap provides Penn State faculty and students with opportunities to broaden their impact, expertise, and experiences through engaged applications. Technical advisors are located strategically across Pennsylvania, allowing us to connect you with Commonwealth campuses and economic development partners and resources statewide. PennTap services fall within two categories: innovation and energy and environment. Through our innovation services, we engage with businesses to improve their operations and drive innovation. We accomplish this by assessing the business's needs and then connecting them to the many resources available through our network of statewide resource partners. Some of those partners include the PA Industrial Resource Centers, such as the MRC, IMC, NWIRC, Mantech, DVIRC, NEPERC, and Catalyst Connection. Other partners like the Pennsylvania Business Development Centers that are across the state, and the county level economic development associations and prep network partners. Since Penn State faculty and student engagement is a valuable resource for innovation, we also connect businesses to capstone courses and other opportunities for industry classroom collaboration at Penn State or the university's research facilities, thereby fulfilling the land-grant mission of Penn State. So, do you need an industrial CT scanning for a defect detection, high-resolution scanning for 3D printing, or maybe have a banned or difficult to source raw material that you need to find a suitable replacement for? Penn State University will most likely have a resource that PennTap can connect you with. Our energy and environment work focuses on pollution prevention and energy efficiency projects. The most common energy service is the P2E2, which refers to our pollution prevention and energy efficiency assessments. These assessments are at no cost to our Pennsylvania small to mid-sized manufacturers. In this work, PennTap will complete an on-site assessment. We evaluate the facility's utility consumption, which includes learning about the facility's processes, equipment, and operations. We analyze the data and provide a report that can assist with planning future building and equipment upgrades. If a company has an upgrade in mind, we may be able to assist with grant applications that can reduce the payback on the energy efficiency improvement projects. Again, these assessments are typically at no cost to the manufacturer. So I've talked about how PennTap can work with you to identify potential energy reduction through our services. Now let's talk about funding programs that can help to offset some of the cost of those improvements. It was 1 year in May since we launched the RISE PA Small Award Track Implementation Grant Program. RISE PA stands for Reducing Industrial Sector Emissions in Pennsylvania. This is $396 million from the EPA to fund decarbonization projects at industrial facilities across the state. This is the second largest federal grant in PA history. Through RISE PA, small and mid-sized manufacturers can receive 50% of project costs for energy efficiency upgrades. The RISE PA program is split into 3 different funding tracks with differing grant amounts and application types. The PA Department of Environmental Protection is responsible for administering medium and large-scale RISE PA awards, which are for projects over $1 million in total project cost. PennTap is charged with administering all small-scale award track for RISE PA. You'll hear me refer to this as the RISE PA SAT program. RISE PA could reduce total industrial emissions in Pennsylvania by 10%, which is significant, while also boosting the competitiveness of our manufacturing sector. PennTap is responsible for distributing $40 million in awards to eligible manufacturers over 4 years for projects that will reduce industrial emissions and increase manufacturing competitiveness in the state. Some broad eligibility requirements are the applicant must be small to mid-sized manufacturers, so that's less than 500 employees at the facility applying for the award. Total cost to complete the project must be between $50,000 and $1 million. And this is a grant for manufacturers. Manufacturing, however, in this context includes facilities that are engaged in the mechanical, physical, or chemical transformation of materials, substances, and components into new products and assembled goods or parts. The SAP program is outlined in red and is shown in comparison to the MAT and LAP programs. The SAP program will distribute the $40 million over multiple rounds over several years with 3 cycles per year. This program is applicable to manufacturing sites with 500 or fewer full-time employees. The company can have a larger number of total employees, but the specific site itself must have fewer than 500. Total project costs for projects applying to the SAP program, again, between $50,000 to $1 million. For the SAT program, there is no minimum greenhouse gas reduction for the project. The program also has bonus awards available, each worth 10% of the total project cost of your project. Again, the SAP program requires a 50% cost share. Therefore, for successful projects, PennTap will be issuing reimbursement awards ranging from $25,000 to $500,000. As a reimbursement grant, the facility will need to cover all project costs and then submit proof that those costs have been paid. And these costs will need to line up with the costs originally posted in the application budget. After this occurs, the grantee will be eligible for reimbursement. The LAP program is currently closed for applications, and MAT is accepting applications until July 31st, 2026 for their second round. To fairly assess applications for the RISE PA SAT program across a wider range of total project costs, applications will be placed in one of 3 competitive tiers under the SAT program. Projects will be competitively evaluated within each tier. So, for example, Tier 1, minimum project cost of $50,000 with a maximum project cost of $149,999. Tier 2 projects will be $150,000 up to $299,999. And Tier 3 is $300,000 to $1 million for total project cost. The reason for these tiers is to allow for the fair assessment of the applications so that a $50,000 project, for example, will not be competing with a $1 million project. Many different projects are eligible for RISE PA. Ultimately, your project should be reducing greenhouse gas emissions and saving you money. This can include projects like I've listed here, very common ones that are highlighted in blue. So energy efficiency project, electrification of processes, process emissions reductions, on-site renewable energy, and fugitive emissions reductions. As I mentioned, there are 3 application periods per year, and this chart shows the important dates for each round. We are currently in round 4. Application period will close on August 15th of 2026. The application will be reviewed September through December. We anticipate award announcements to happen between the end of December to January 2027. And then you'll see that there's a period of performance where projects are completed and when reimbursement payment would be expected. The round 1 award announcement was made in March of this year. There were just under $5 million in awards to 14 projects across 9 different counties. Round 2 announcements are anticipated this summer. So how can you learn more about RISE PA? We offer office hours with RISE PA SAT staff. It's Wednesdays from 9 to 10 o'clock, and you can register on our PennTap RISE PA webpage. You can have a one-on-one consultation with a RISE PA SAT staff. And then also you can take a look at our website resources such as the applicant checklist and timeline, sample RISE PA application and guidance documents, etc. There is a link on our website to be able to contact us. And if you submit that, your email will be routed to the appropriate advisor based on your county, and we'll get back to you within a couple of days. Here's some useful emails that you can use. Again, ways to contact us. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates about RISE PA, which will be announcements of rounds opening, closing, and reminders. Again, all of this is coming to you in a PDF so that you'll have those to be able to use. So now I'm happy to turn the webinar over to the Pennsylvania Small Business Ombudsman, Samantha Harmon, and her team. So let me stop my share. Oops. There we go. And you should be able to share now, Samantha.
Okay, thank you. Let me pull mine up. Okay. Okay, can you see the presentation?
I can, and I can hear you fine. Thank you.
Ready. So we will jump right into it. Good morning. So today I'm going to talk about some of the funding programs offered for small businesses, specifically through the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. To start off, again, my name is Samantha Harmon. I am the DEP Small Business Ombudsman. I've been in this position a little over 5 years now, and I have been with the department. I just hit 19 years with the department, so you can say that I'm a lifer here. I've been here a while. I'm going to be here a while, so you can read the rest of my bio here. I won't go through it, so we'll jump into the presentation. First, I just want to tell you a little bit about what my office is, and then we'll jump into talking about the funding programs. So my office is part of Pennsylvania Small Business Environmental Assistance Program. This program is authorized under the Clean Air Act and the Air Pollution Control Act, and there's 3 parts to it. The first part is our technical assistance, so our Small Business Environmental Technical Assistance Program, which is currently contracted to EMAP, which is an organization that some of you may be familiar with. There's also the Small Business Compliance Advisory Committee and my office, the Small Business Ombudsman Office. Primarily, we provide assistance for air quality compliance, but we can provide assistance for other types of media if possible. So just if you have a question, reach out. We'll see if we can help. My office has a range of responsibilities, including technical compliance assistance and administering small business funding programs. And the ones that we're going to talk about today are the Small Business Advantage Grant Program and the Pollution Prevention Assistance Account Loan Program. All right, so now we're into the funding programs, the important information. So our estimated opening date for our next round of funding, so we're actually in our current year of funding, we are anticipating opening around August 7th. It may open a little bit earlier, but we are anticipating August 7th as of now. We have $1 million available annually to provide funding to small businesses for these types of projects. It's meant for small businesses, which means 100 or fewer full-time equivalent employees. It has to save a business at least $500 and 20% annually in energy or pollution prevention related expenses. And this can include utility savings and expenses such as eliminated disposal costs. So There's a lot of ways that we can figure out whether or not it is saving the minimum financial savings. Natural resource protection projects are not subject to the minimum financial savings, but they do have to reduce pollution in the project. Currently, we have multiple project types, and we also have an other category. So we're open to, innovative projects, things that don't quite fit. Um, we've had some really interesting projects come through in the other category. Uh, Lighting, HVAC boilers are our top awards. Usually, they're the ones that are most common. We also do refrigeration, truck retrofits, medical X-rays and scanners, and again, natural resource protection. And just to point out some changes from last year's program, again, this is the 23rd year of the Small Business Advantage Grant Program. So some of you may have participated in the past, may have heard of it in the past. So this year we did do a reconstruction of the program guidelines to streamline them, to make them shorter, easier to understand, easier to follow. We're going to keep the same funding levels and eligibility requirements. And again, if you've participated in the past, the process involves a lot of emails back and forth. And we have tried to eliminate some of that this year by creating a new document for successful grantees that will guide you from when you sign your grant contract to when you get your reimbursement. Everything will be in a single document for you to reference. So ideally, that will make it easier for people to go through the process. Excuse me. To be eligible, project work must be completed between July 1 of this year and June 30th of 2027. So if the work means the actual purchase and installation of whatever you are applying for the grant funding for. This grant is a reimbursement grant, so it's a reimbursement of eligible expenses. So the vendors must be paid and the grantee will get a reimbursement for those costs. The grant is for equipment only costs or materials. We do not cover labor and installation. There's a longer list of what's covered and what's not in the program guidelines, but generally we cover equipment and materials. We don't do labor, installation, taxes, fees, etc. Your maximum grant award for any project type will vary. So we do have a grant calculator that you can complete before you apply to see what your potential grant is. So it'll be 50% or 7,500 at the low end, or 80% up to 12,000 at the upper end. And it'll really depend on what you input into the calculator will determine, what your potential grant award is. It is an online application process. It's awarded first come, first serve. So you do want to act quickly once it opens to make sure you have a shot at the funding. Okay, coming back to eligible applicants, again, it's for for-profit businesses, including sole proprietorships that are registered if required and taxed in PA. You have to have 100 or fewer full-time equivalent employees. Got to be registered for an SAP vendor number. And again, there are directions in the guidelines if you don't meet any of these, if you have questions about registration for business, SAP, etc. We do have some guidance available. The applicant must be able to fully pay the contractors prior to the reimbursement because, again, this is a reimbursement grant. You have to show your vendors were paid. And some businesses attached to residences and commercial properties may be eligible with certain conditions. For ineligibility, anyone not meeting an eligibility requirement, nonprofit, tax exempt, or local government municipal organization is not eligible. If you have any current or unresolved environmental violations or financial or other obligations to the Commonwealth, if you're a franchisee, and property management companies, unless they're the owner or tenant of the property where the project is taking place. Things that we won't cover with the grant funding is anything purchased before July 1 of this year, research and development, new buildings, or vacant buildings where you can't calculate the energy use, building envelope, and as I said, taxes, fees, labor installation, etc. As far as eligible projects, the funding is to install equipment or material resulting in energy efficiency or pollution prevention, adopt a process which reduces energy consumption, reduce consumption of raw materials, increase the reuse of raw materials on site, or reduce the production of waste or reduce sediment, nutrient runoff, or other pollution into directly affected waterways. It must be a replacement or an upgrade of existing equipment. New equipment or new facilities are not eligible, with some exceptions for trucks and natural resource protection. And applicants can submit more than one application. We do encourage you to combine your project if possible, but we have had ones where they did it as two separate projects. Even if you submit more than one application, you cannot receive more funding than the max allowed for the year. So that would be between 7,500 and 12,000, depending on your project. And if you do have two separate projects, we advise contacting our office first before you apply, so that we can figure out the best way for you to package the project and put it in. And these are just some types of projects to consider that we have done in the past. Again, LED lighting, digital X-ray upgrades, HVAC and boilers are big ones. Dry cleaning equipment conversions, auxiliary power units for trucks. Some interesting ones, like we've had pottery kilns, grill replacement, commercial refrigeration and ovens, and stream bank fencing are some examples of the variety of projects that we cover. Excuse me. So this slide provides the link to the website for the Small Business Advantage Grant. And on the right is just an image of what you'll see when you go to the website. That's the section you're going to look at for all the program documents. It may not look exactly like this. We may be doing updates here shortly, but the link will still take you to the same place and it will have the same general structure. So you want to look for the documents section to download the guidelines and calculator and everything else. All right, so that is the Small Business Advantage Grant Program. We also administer the Pollution Prevention Assistance Account loan. This loan is used for similar type of projects, but these are more for the longer term. So the grant has to be completed within the year. So everything for the grant has to be completed by June of 2027. The loan is geared more towards longer term projects that may be multi-year projects that need a little more time to complete. So this is a low interest loan program. It's jointly administered by DEP and DCED, which is the Department of Community and Economic Development. As of June of 2026, we have over $1.78 million available in that loan fund. So there is definitely funding available. It never closes. It's a revolving loan program, so it's open for application all year. It's also meant for small businesses with 100 or fewer full-time equivalent employees. It can cover up to 75% of total eligible project costs, with a 2% fixed rate for the life of the loan and a 10-year maximum term. The maximum loan amount is $100,000 for any 12-month period. Eligible applicants include any eligible business except mining enterprises and developers, and we do have definitions in the guidelines, having 100 or fewer full-time employees worldwide at the time of submission of the application that complete an eligible project. Eligible cost, the funds can be used to adopt or install pollution prevention or energy efficient equipment or processes that do one or more of the three things, which is reduce or reuse raw materials on site, reduce production of waste at the source, and significantly reduce energy consumption. Solar is not eligible. So in your application, you would need to demonstrate how it meets one of these goals. Projects that have commenced before receiving approval of the loan, unless the borrower has received something called a non-prejudicial approval from DCED, would not be eligible for funding. So basically, if you start the project before the loan is fully approved, you're doing that at your own risk. You can ask DCED for this non-prejudicial approval so that you can begin the project. But if you do so without that approval, that's at your own risk and may result in a denial of the loan funding. So you just want to watch your timelines when you're doing these applications on when your project's going to start. For pollution prevention loan requests, the business must first complete a determination of eligibility application. So the way that the process works essentially is you will go through this determination of eligibility through DEP, and we verify the environmental savings impact of the project and that meets some of the other stipulations. And then we send the applicant an approval letter, and they would take that and move forward to the next step, which is actually the loan processing side. And that's done through DCED. In order to do that loan processing, you would have to work with a local certified economic development organization, or a CEDO. There is a link here on this page that will take you to the website that lists all of the CEDOs. And the application, the DEP, must be approved before you can go to the CEDO to apply or submit the loan portion to DCED. And we anticipate businesses will pay back loans through savings realized through the reductions in the costs of raw materials, waste disposal, or energy use. Some new things for this year. We are currently developing several new documents. We're developing new program guidelines, a new project calculator, and a new determination of eligibility form. So, as far as the guidelines, currently applicants have to review program guidelines for an umbrella program that includes this loan program. So, the funding for this is part of a larger funding pot, and the only guidelines that exist currently are for that overall, like, larger pot of money. And the elements that apply specifically to this loan are kind of embedded within that. So it is kind of confusing at this point to figure out what applies for this and what doesn't. So DEP is creating new program guidelines that outline the specific requirements for the PPA loan program and the role of DEP in the review. For the project calculator, in the past, applicants would submit a variety of calculation methods and processes. So we are creating a new Excel-based calculator that applicants will use to determine the environmental impact. As I said previously, there was no standard method. So we're just trying to streamline that, make it easier for applicants, give them a tool. And we're going to rework the determination of eligibility form. If you look at the current form, it's kind of outdated, and it's structured for someone to print it out and fill it out by hand, which, we don't really do that anymore. So we're going to modernize it and clarify the requirements on that form for submission. And as it says, the new documents were estimated for August of, probably by the end of August, if not, it's probably early September. And we will be putting out some promotional materials, either through social media, press release, etc., to announce the availability of these new documents. And again, I provided a page that has the link to the program and some images of what you're going to look for when you go to the web page. And as noted, we may be doing revisions, but it will essentially structurally look the same. Okay, just wanted to mention a few other programs that are available if the Small Business Advantage Grant or the loan are not a good fit for you. DEP's Energy Programs Office offers a number of different funding programs that are available for energy projects, ranging from energy management automation to building envelope measures to more efficient operations. And they have a wide variety of financial incentives, loans, grants, and rebates available for multiple different project types. More generally, if you want to look at what's available from DEP overall, I added some links for our DEP grants, loan, and rebate page, which is where you would be able to review all funding offered by DEP. And the last little group I have here on the bottom right, there is now a searchable database of all available funding from all state agencies that you can click on this database, and you can search for funding from all agencies at one time. So you can put in a topic, you can put in what type of applicant you are, and you can see what's available for you from all the different agencies across the state. Okay. And with that, that is the end of my presentation, and I will turn it back to Amy and be happy to answer any questions at the end of our presentation.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Always excellent information and such great programs that are offered. So next, I would like to turn the webinar over to Kayla and Joe from Clear Result. They're going to showcase PPL's program information. So they should be able to share now.
Thank you so much. One moment here. All right, I'll see my screen.
Not yet.
Let me try sharing again.
Again, we love the updates when they change things on us.
Yeah. Okay, let me try this again. Is that good?
It is. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to be talking about PPL's Business Energy Efficiency Program. My name is Kayla Rivera. I'm the Regional Account Team Manager along with Joe Walter. And so today's agenda, we're going to be going over introductions, going over the program overview and some incentive pathways that you could utilize. We'll be going over how to apply and then some case studies that showcase some customers that have participated in our program. All right, so let's get started. This is our electric territory. This is a 5-year program. It started June 1st of 2026 and it ends on May 31st of 2031. And this is available to all business PPL electric customers. So what we call this here is the poodle and the puddle. So you can see there, it's the shape of a poodle and a little puddle at the end. But that's a look at our territory that we cover. And then this is just a look at what's available. So we offer not only incentives, but we offer program navigation and support. We have a team of account managers who are available to assist you in each region. So you will have a direct point of contact for your project. We also offer technical expertise and assistance. So we have a team of engineers that can come out on site, take a look at your equipment, help make suggestions on what would be eligible for an incentive with our program. And then we also have a list of qualified contractors in our network. So this is a list of contractors who know the program, who have taken trainings, who are able to provide you information on the program. So it's just additional support that's utilized when you participate in the program. And then let's go to the next slide. All right, so this is a look at some different incentive pathways. A new offering that we've added for this phase is our business services. So this is a high touch, low barrier service that introduces customers to energy efficiency offerings through benchmarking, assessments, some virtual commissioning. We have audits and feasibility studies, some strategic energy management, which has been really popular in our program, and also energy master planning. We are Another point of incentives is through our downstream program. This would be through our prescriptive or our custom program. The prescriptive program is defined incentives. So like lighting, for example, if you're updating your LED lighting, we have a calculator on our website that would let you know what your estimated incentive would be. So it's already predefined in the prescriptive avenue. If you're going for things that don't fit our standard prescriptive program, we have our custom program that's available. It's for a wide variety of projects, and our custom program, it involves our engineer team. It's for unique process improvement projects, maybe some large compressed air, combined heat and power. We take a look at the data you utilize in the baseline period, so before you've started your project, and then we take a look at the data after you've completed the project, and we determine what those savings are between the baseline and the post period to determine what your estimated incentive is. Next, we have the direct discount program. Now, this is a program that is designed specifically for small businesses. So if you're not sure if you're a small business customer, all you would need to do is look at your PPL bill and see what your rate code is. If it shows GS1, if it has a GS, that means that you are a small business customer. If it has LP in your rate code, that means you're large and you would not be able to participate in the direct discount program, but you can participate in others. So if you have a GS as your rate code, you can participate in the direct discount program. And that covers lighting, HVAC, compressed air, refrigeration. Smart thermostats is really popular in the direct discount program. And we also offer the custom approach as well for small businesses. The next incentive pathway is our instant discount program. This is the easiest way to participate because the discount is given at the point of purchase. So there's no administration, no paperwork required. You would go to a participating distributor found on our website, provide them with your PPL account number and some contact information, and they would apply the discount at the point of purchase. And if you're not sure what incentive pathway would work best for you, contact us and we'll link you with an account manager in your territory to help guide you through that process. All right, taking a look at our incentive structure of the different avenues we just talked about. So we do offer incentives for solar and CHP. That's going to be 8 cents per kilowatt hour saved. We do offer incentives for Energy Star smart thermostats at $15 per unit. And we also offer HVAC tune-ups incentives as well. Those prescriptive projects, those predefined incentives for your lighting, your smaller compressed air, your HVAC, those prescriptive projects are being paid at 10 cents per kilowatt hour saved. And then the custom projects where it involves a little more data analysis and our engineers get involved, the custom projects are going to pay at 15 cents per kilowatt hour saved. So those two prescriptive and custom projects, those are capped at 50% of the project cost up to $500,000. So each year your facility has that available to capture in incentives. The last field here for the direct discount, this is what we just talked about, the direct discount that's dedicated for small business customers. We wanted to provide a higher incentive cap for our small business community. Those incentives are capped at 80% of the project cost up to $500,000. So it really is beneficial to look at that rate code to see if you qualify, because you could get a bigger dip in your savings if you do. All right, so taking a look at the predefined prescriptive incentives, again, it supports a wide range of energy efficient projects. This is available for new construction or retrofit projects. So if you're looking at horticultural lighting, if you're looking at compressed air, HVAC, LED lighting, this is something that's available to you. And the benefits are it helps offset your upgrade costs. This is something that increases your ROI time. It lowers your operating costs and maintenance costs. When you have efficient equipment that runs smoothly, it's going to lower those maintenance costs. And it improves your work environment for your people that work at your facility as well, and productivity. It increases that comfort and safety. Next is the custom approach. So for custom incentives, this is also available for new construction, for retrofits, any type of building upgrades or process improvements where we can determine that electric energy is being saved. That's where we want to take that custom approach. So building control systems that aren't usually required by code, compressed air system upgrades, sometimes those air leaks, if you're doing like an air audit study and fixing air leaks, that's something that could go through the custom program. Economizers, energy management system installations, any process improvements where Maybe it's the same energy amount being used, but your output for your product is going to be increased. That's something that we can take a look at as well. And again, we're going to include new construction or renovation projects. Wastewater system improvements is something that we can also take a look at. So anything that your facility is considering taking a look at that there's potential to save electric energy, loop us in and we'll take a look and let you know if this is something that would work for our program. Next is just a quick look at the instant discount. As I said before, this is your easiest way to participate if you're upgrading any of the products listed in that category. So lighting, food service equipment, refrigeration, compressed air, HVAC, variable frequency drives for HVAC. This is a great program to get that easy discount at the point of sale by looking on our website for a participating distributor near you. And again, all you have to do is provide your PPL account number to get that discount at the point of sale. The products can be installed by you or a contractor. It doesn't matter. And then this is just another look at the direct discount program. Again, this is designed with small businesses in mind. So we upped the rate to 20 cents per kilowatt hour saved on interior and exterior lighting. This is also something that qualifies for the custom projects as well as efficient equipment upgrades. And then you see the HVAC tune-ups that we offer as well in that middle category and the smart thermostats. So with the direct discount program, you'll work with a participating contractor. You'll go on our website, pick a contractor that you would like to work with, and they handle all of the paperwork on your behalf. They keep you informed throughout the entire process. And then that incentive is applied directly to your contractor's invoice. So you're responsible for the lesser portion. Again, another benefit for small business customers who are looking to offset project costs. All right, and then this is just a quick slide taking a look at your energy usage. When you are looking at your bill, make sure you're looking at seasonal peaks. So this is the summertime peak right now, June, July, September, August. These are things that you want to take a look at. The rising costs year over year signals maybe there's some hidden issues. Maybe your equipment is aging or performing poorly, and you need, that HVAC tune-up that we presented earlier. Equipment efficiency does drop over time. So take a look at any aging equipment where you could help save energy. And then this is just a list of some high value upgrade options for your business. So if you need some ideas, LED lighting, that's a quick lighting upgrade. Those are quick incentives, very good upgrades that we see all the time. HVAC, refrigeration, compressed air is a big category for businesses. This is a large energy user for most businesses that are industrial or manufacturing. So if there's a compressor that you're looking to upgrade, please contact us because more than likely we'll be able to capture an incentive for you. All right, and then this is just a look at some of our case studies that we have available. We're going to showcase some customers that have participated in our program, and there's some names that are probably going to be familiar. Geisinger Health, everybody knows Geisinger Health Hospital. They participate a lot in our program. They've done a lot of retro commissioning projects where they're correcting hidden inefficiencies, and you can see below the savings that we have valued over there. So they've received over $1 million in their annual energy savings, and then incentive paid is almost $1 million over the years that they have participated in. So again, talking about what you have available to you, we're able to pay up to 50% of that project cost, up to $500,000. So each year, if you are participating in this program, you have that available. And again, Geisinger took advantage of that. So fantastic approach there. Knoebels has also participated over the years. So they've updated their ride lights, they've gotten new food service equipment, they've updated their HVAC projects. And this is a look at what they've been paid out over the years. So they've had over 10,000 in energy savings for their bills. And then the incentives paid, we've paid over $20,000 for our community Knoebels amusement park. And this isn't just about large businesses, right? We also feature small businesses. This is Indian Valley Public Library. So as a nonprofit, these businesses are looking for ways to save money. Every penny counts for a nonprofit organization. So they took a look at upgrading their interior and exterior lighting, and look at those savings. That speaks for itself, right? They've estimated annual savings over $24,000 in energy usage a year. And we paid these projects at over $30,000. So that's huge for a library to capture in incentives. And then another one is Fresh Roasted Coffee. Now they completed a compressed air upgrade as well as a solar project. So their estimated savings was huge over the year. They're going to be saving $220,000. And then the incentives paid, we've paid them over $200,000 per year. So that was another great project as well. And if you are considering participating and we feel like this is going to be a great project, we'd love to feature you on our website and tell your story so that other companies that are in the territory and maybe in your same sector of work can compare their story to yours and see real impact. And then I am available, as well as Joe, to answer any questions at the end of this slide. So thank you so much.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Kayla and Joe, for sharing that information. And one thing that I think is very important to note, and make sure, first of all, you can see my slide now.
We can see it.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so one thing that I think is really important to note about the programs that you're hearing about today is that many of these programs are stackable. So I know that Kayla mentioned, nonprofits being able to participate in the Act 129's rebates, which is a really big deal. Many of the for-profits need to look at the other programs as well, because you can actually put these programs together and be able to stack them when you're working on a project. So make sure that you're checking on that. Don't think that if you apply for one, you can't apply for the other. So again, as Kayla mentioned, these are the Act 129 is a program that is really pushed down from the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission, and the PUC regulates 11 different electric distribution companies across the state of Pennsylvania. So you just heard about PP&L's program. Some distributors are exempt from participating in the rebates because their total clients served is below a certain minimum. However, some have still decided to create a program regardless of being required to have the program. So you want to make sure that you always check with your distributor to see what they offer. Those that are noted with an asterisk on this slide are distributors that are required to participate in the Act 129 rebates. When you receive this PDF, each of these links will take you directly to their rebate page. So again, I mentioned that some utilities aren't required, but will still offer voluntary programs. And here you can see we've got some gas and electric listed as voluntary programs, again, taking you to their website for their rebate programs. Distribution is only one part of your utility costs. The other is supply. Remember, as a deregulated state, that we can shop for our utility suppliers. So it's easy to get to a different site. So when you're looking for your PA power or gas switch, you want to make sure that you're going to the correct or the official link to take you there to shop for your suppliers. Another potential funding source, you may have heard of the Sustainable Energy Fund or the SEF. It is evolving into the Regenerative Energy Initiative, expanding their mission and impact across Pennsylvania. They're going to continue to be an independent nonprofit 501c3, helping energy users overcome educational, financial, and regulatory barriers. So, as we mentioned, we've shared a lot of different information with you this morning, and we talked about how we have our question and answer period. So if you've got a question, please type it in. I see a couple that have shown up. As a reminder, this webinar has been recorded and we'll be posting on the PennTap website next week, the link to the recording. Everyone that's been registered for the webinar will receive a follow-up email that'll include a PDF of the slide deck with active links to the resources. And let's see. So, then our questions here. Okay, so Bruce was asking about Med Ed. Again, you'll be able to reach out to them directly to get to their group. Clear Result is also administering the First Energy, which is Med Ed's parent company. They're also administering that program for them. Different contacts, but we'll, if you can't see it on the website, you can always reach out to PennTap. We can get you the right people. Let's see. And oh, okay. It looks like actually Sherry Little. So maybe she's part of the, looks like the First Energy group. So thank you, Sherry, for answering that question. Okay. So right now I don't see any other questions out there to answer. Again, if anyone has any questions that they think of, please reach out to us. Take a look at the links in the webinar PDFs when you get them, and any of us would be happy to talk with you. Looks like Samantha, you have a raised hand there.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick add-on at the end to mention that we also allow stackable with the rebates and some of the other refund programs. So it will depend on what it is exactly, but it is possible for you to get grant funding and also utility or manufacturing rebates for what you purchase.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for saying that. I mean, we absolutely have clients when we do an energy assessment, we are going to definitely mention, we're going to look at your utility bills. If you've got, PP&L, First Energy, we're going to make sure you know that. If you have under 100 employees, we're going to talk to you about the Small Business Advantage Grant and the DEP programs that Samantha mentioned, because again, most of our small businesses that are under 100, they're going for anything that's available and they can be stacked together, which is really incredible. Let's see, Nick, you've got a raised hand. Let me see if I can allow you to talk here. There we go. Okay, Nick, you should be able to ask your question.
Thank you, Amy. I'm sorry, I joined late, unfortunately. I got the meeting time wrong, and I just wanted to make sure I'd have access to the recording so I could catch what I missed.
Yes, actually, we'll be sending out a link will be appearing on our PennTap webpage. So we'll send out an email next week that will come to you, show you where the link is, and you'll also have a PDF of the slide deck we showed today with
Great,
all the
thank
active
you.
links. You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
Yeah, no, welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, here we are with 1 minute to spare, so that's pretty impressive. I thank everybody for joining today, and please reach out to any of us, and we would be happy to help you with your energy efficiency. Have a great rest of your week.